Hi there. Today we will talk about circles. We know the basics of the circles ever since we learned about the shapes when we were in kindergarten and elementary. But what exactly the circle is? Circle is the set of all points in a plane that are equidistant. Equidistant means that are equal from a given point called the center of the circle. So we have a very good image right here of the circle. We have a center right here that is in blue. So from this center, if I draw any line that is touching to the circle, that is equidistant. So this is the definition of a circle. Equidistance means equal distance. There are various components of the circles and terminologies that are used in with regards to circles. Let's discuss about these one by one. This image is quite well explained, but let me explain it again. The diameter. You can see the red line is the diameter, but what is the diameter? Diameter is nothing but 2 times the radius. And what is the radius? Radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any given point on circle. Right? So that is the radius. So if you say, if I extend line from the center to the circle, that is a radius. And that is extended on the other side as well. That is a radius. And radius plus radius is nothing but the diameter that we are talking about. Another thing, we discussed radius and the diameter. Let's talk about circumference. What is the circumference? Circumference is nothing but what I call fencing. What is around the circle, just like merry-go-round. So circumference, what goes around the circle, that is called circumference. And to define a circumference in terms of so-called formulas, it is 2 pi r, and 2 times r is nothing but radius. That's what I explained it here. So in a brief way, I can say circumference is pi d. D is the diameter. There are other components that are written here, but first analyze the diagram that is there in the picture. There is a mention of secant. Now, this is my interpretation about the secant. Secant, as you can see, it is inside the circle and outside the circle, right? If you analyze chord, right there, chord is just inside the circle. And tangent, which is the blue line right here, which is highlighted, that is totally outside. So my interpretation is chord is always inside the circle. It can touch any 2 given points on the circle. Secant, it branches out. So inside out. Inside out is what our secant is. It is inside, but it is branching out for a little bit of freedom outside the circle. Tangent, on the other hand, tangent likes to stay outside. But how outside? By touching the circle at one point, and that point is called point of tangency. The point at which tangent touches the circle. So my interpretation is chord is inside, secant is inside out, and our tangent likes to stay just outside. It will touch circle at only one point, that is point of tangency. Now, let's talk about other things. Arc, sector, we have talked about chord, tangent, and secant. What is a sector? Right. Sector is one portion of the circle. Let's draw a circle. If I can draw a circle, right? Let's say I want only one slice of pizza. This one slice of pizza that we are talking about, this is only one portion, right? One sector, one part. Yes? And another thing is arc. Arc is nothing but what part of the circumference? The blue thing, that is the arc that I am talking about. I am not talking about the arc that is there with the sector, only the blue part. So blue part is a part of the circumference. Arc is divided into two categories. One is called major arc and another is called minor arc. Major arc, as you can see, the blue one, it occupies the majority of the circumference. Minor arc, as the name suggests, the only a little portion of the circumference, that is called minor arc. This is my interpretation of circles and its components. I will see you in another video. Bye.